Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Lanky Trader. I'm going to run you guys through all the trades I took this week. So this week on gold and US30 was a crazy week, but you guys know we are robots in this game. We'll trade it the way we see it and trade consistently and follow our risk management strategy. So let's get into it. This is the trade update on our Friday's trade. Monday morning after it's kind of slowed down for a while, then eventually it picked up momentum and we hit our take profit. Then our actual Monday setup, this is our 9:30 candle here. We marked the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had this very nice, impulse break above. So I set a buy limit order because I could not enter my setup from here because the uptrend is a little exhausted as it is already as a Monday. So I could not enter from here. So I wanted to see a rejection back down to test our level, then to buy. So I set a buy limit, but unfortunately we got triggered on our buy limit, then it took us out at a stop. Then you guys know I entered for the sell in the opposite direction. So you can see what happened. The thing ranged, then took us out at our stop, then eventually went out down to our take profit. So that's how Monday's trade went. We bagged 2 losses on Monday. So that's fine. So our Tuesday setup, this is our 9:30 candle here. We marked the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break above. We entered for our buy, stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2, but you guys can see after we broke, we had a nice push up, but we eventually came back down, took us out at the stop. I didn't re-enter this trade. So that was our Tuesday trade. Then our Wednesday setup. This is our Wednesday setup right here. This is our 9:30 candle. We marked the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break above. We entered for our buy, stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2, and you guys can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. So that's our Wednesday trade. So our Thursday trade, mark out our 9:30 candle, which is this candle right here. So mark the high and the low. We had a break below. So this trade is like the trade we took on Tuesday, or is it on Monday? Sorry. So same thing happened. We had a break below. I entered for the sell, stops at the high. So if I had put our take profit at 1:1.5, we would have hit our take profit here. But my target was a 1 to 2, so we came down. And you guys know I don't really look at the charts every single time because at this time I was also doing other things. So I kind of missed this. As mean I was on the charts when this move was made, I would have closed when I started seeing the rejection, but I didn't. So it went back up and took us out at a stop. So that's how our Thursday trade went this week. This week was just losses, so we'll just bag it and you know on to the next. You get, so we will not let it make us make mistake in the market. Trade it, like a robot. Yes, obviously it hurts when you see losses, but you can't let it get to you, so you don't go and make bigger mistakes in the market. So that's how it went. So this is our Friday setup. This is our 9:30 candle. Mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Target was a 1 to 2. But you guys can see market took us out at a stop. So I think one of the things that have been happening is we've not been taking out the daily high and low. So I noticed that anytime we sweep daily high and low before printing our oral B strategy, there's always more liquidity in the market. So you guys can see that throughout this week, market has been trending. We've not been having like a directional bias. It's just been moving sideways, and that's because market hasn't been taking the needed liquidity it needs to take from the higher time frame. So if you look at throughout this week, we did not take the daily high and daily low. We've not been tapping into liquidity on the daily high and daily low. So this one we did Friday's trade we did, but you guys know how Friday's trades are. On Fridays, the chances of you, if your percentage is about 80%, the chances of you winning a Friday's trade is like 20%. So that's just how our trades on gold went this week. So let's go to US30. So this is our setups on US30. So this is our Friday trade. We eventually hit take profit. So this is our Monday setup right here. This is our 930 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had a break above. We entered for our buy. Stops at the low. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, and you can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. Then this is our Tuesday setup. This is our 930 candle. We mark out the high and the low. We had a break below. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5, but you guys can see that we eventually got stopped out here. That's our Tuesday's trade. So our Wednesday's trade, this is our 930 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had the break below. We entered for our sell, and you guys can see we broke nicely, but we got stopped out eventually. Then this is our Thursday's trade. So Thursday's trade, though, I don't really know what really caused this momentum because there was no news, but it worked in our favor. So this is our 930 candle. We entered, mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had a break below. We entered for our sell, stops at the high. Our target was a 1 to 1.5, but we bagged a lot of losses this week. So I said I was going to let the trade run because we are just having bearish candle after bearish candle after bearish candle. So it was around 1 to 4. I took my take profit. So that's how our Thursday trade went. So on our Friday trade, this is our 930 candle here. We mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had a break above. Then market came back down, took the low, then came back up. I didn't enter this trade. I just said, I bagged a lot of losses this week, so I stayed out of this trade. So that's how our US30 trade went. But for some reason, Nasdaq performed better than the other two pairs. Performed better than gold and US30 this week. Surprisingly, because I thought if US30 did not do well, Nasdaq obviously also would not do well. But for some reason, I caught more winning trades on Nasdaq than US30 and gold this week. So it's crazy. You live, you learn now. So let's go to Nasdaq. So our update on our Friday trade. This is our Friday trade here. We got stopped out at a loss. Then this is our Monday setup. This is our 930 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had the break above, came back for our retest. We entered for our buy, stops at the low. Our target is a 1 to 1.5. Now you guys can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. Then this is our Tuesday setup here. This is our 930 candle. Mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had a break below. We came down for the retest. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5. And you can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. That's our Tuesday setup. Then our Wednesday setup. This is our Wednesday setup. This is our 930 candle. To mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had the break above. We entered for our buy. Stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2. So this one we let the trade run because why not? It did well. The pair was doing well, and again I was having losses on the other pair, so I needed a way to extend my wins. I wanted to extend it to this, but I just left it at the 1 to 2. So as he hit the 1 to 2, I just closed the position and started preparing for the next setup. So that was our Wednesday trade. So our Thursday trade, this is our 930 candle right here. Mark out the high and low of our 930 candle. We had a break below. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 1.5. And you can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. So that was our Thursday trade. Then our Friday trade. This is our Friday setup. This is our 930 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 930 candle. We had a break above. Came down for the retest. We entered for our buy. Stops at the low. And you guys can see we are already close to our TP. So I've broken even on this trade and I've taken out 50% of our initial position. So by Monday, we'll see whether we hit our TP. So hopefully we hit our TP because we are already close. It just remains few ticks to hit our TP. So we are most likely going to hit our TP on Monday morning. So yeah, guys, that's how all our trades went this week. We bagged a lot of losses on gold, bagged losses on US30, but you guys know. So it was just for some reason Nasdaq that I wasn't really expecting would perform better this week actually performed better and kind of was our emotional savior this week. So yeah, so that's how all our trades went this week. So if you guys like content like this, please subscribe, click that bell icon and share my videos so that the YouTube algorithm can push my content to more people like you guys. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.